Hello and welcome to Forex Academy, your number one website for Forex and crypto education and analysis. In today's edition, we're going to be discussing Donald Trump versus COVID-19. The fight is on, but how will the markets fare? All the world is a stage, wrote William Shakespeare in his comedy As You Like It. And one thing is true, the Donald Trump presidency has been theatre, the like of which we have never seen in politics in the Western world. Let's go back to December 2019. The US economy was buoyant with record employment, record stock market highs, and the US was a few weeks short of signing a massive Phase 1 trade deal with China. Donald Trump was on the cusp of going down as the greatest American president ever in terms of steering the US economy to glory. Step forwards a few months and the global COVID-19 pandemic has all but reversed the economic fortunes for the US, an economy in freefall, instability, and with the presidential elections just a month away at the time of writing. Donald Trump and his management of the COVID crisis in the US now looks likely to leave a legacy of being one of the worst US presidents ever. Love him or loathe him, President Trump has been a major critic of the Chinese government, who he does blame for what he calls the Chinese virus. He has spewed out vitriol against them in many statements, and this has led to threats of tariffs, sanctions, bans on Chinese companies operating in the US such as TikTok, WeChat, and Huawei for so-called security reasons, and now that he has a taste of the virus himself, one can only imagine how things might escalate from here, when and if he recovers. Many would argue that Donald Trump testing positive for COVID is poetic justice for a man who consistently played down the seriousness of the disease, all the while criticizing people such as his presidential opponent Joe Biden for wearing a mask, when he himself refused to do so. In fact, it was likely that the recent event in the White House Rose Garden regarding the nominee for the vacant Supreme Court judge was very likely a super-spreading COVID event, in which members of the Republican team are dropping like flies as one by one they test positive for COVID. People will say that Donald Trump had it coming. It was only a matter of time, and wonder how on earth the most secure building on earth, the White House, with all of its technology and private hospital wing could allow the president and so many of his aides and colleagues to become infected. This was probably down to the mental state of Donald Trump himself, who just didn't take the disease seriously enough. Getting back to the important presidential election on the 3rd of November, everything is now up in the air with a quarantine of 10 days and a period of convalescence required. Should President Trump shake off the disease, bearing in mind he is 74 and overweight and has a grueling schedule that many younger men would not be able to cope with, is it likely that he will be fit enough, should he recover, to continue the election campaign? The financial markets will see a great uncertainty regarding the prospect of President Trump returning from a second term to the White House. There are constitutional issues with regard to voting, which is already going on, with many ballot papers already having been returned. And if Donald Trump is not able to stand, questions remain about how that might affect voters for the second-in-command, Mike Pence. With Joe Biden leading in polls, institutional investors will be worried about the extra regulations and higher taxes should he win the presidential election. And with all this uncertainty, we can expect a great amount of volatility in the markets where institutions will be recalibrating their portfolios and where a risk of an event will take place, with the stock markets edging lower, if not falling, and a great deal of volatility in the currency space, which might see a dollar resurgence. Because this event is unprecedented, it is really hard to call, but one thing is for sure, we will see extra volatility. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below about anything you would like us to discuss in future, or if you have any questions about this particular video. Have a great day.